you are a fan of the old series Sex and the City with the character Carrie Bradshaw, played by Sarah Jessica Parker, you might remember the line. She starts one of the episodes saying that she is out looking for a $7 dress to go with her $300 shoes. And if we adjusted that for inflation, that's the high-low thing. We're going to kind of do that here today. Why? Because the version of the $300 shoes would be the new Cle de Peau Holiday limited edition palette. I'm very excited to talk to you about this. But then we're going to pair it with a $7 dress maybe in a new Caliray blush. And, oh, this is a little bit better than the $7 dress, but with the lip oil balm from Clarins. So I am going to have to put a lot of products together in a lot of these videos because as we come up to the holidays, I've got more new products than I have space to put videos up. And we've got to get through them all or they just become a little old. And in fact, the Caliray and the Clarins are probably at this point getting a little old. But the Cle de Peau is very new. You're going to hear about all of those today with me, Rebecca. I am a fashion and beauty editor who has worked in the business for well over 20 years, interviewing and working with some of the biggest names in retail, beauty and makeup artists and such. And I have started Not Fit for Print Beauty right here so that you have a sort of live beauty magazine to flip through every day or so here on YouTube. All right, let's get started and talk about it, and then we are going to go to the demo. I'm very excited to share this with you. First up, of course, playing the role of the $300 shoes, which would now probably be $600 or $700 shoes, to be honest. This is the Cle de Peau limited edition holiday from the Dreamlight collection. The palette, I believe, is 502 if you keep track of such things. And make sure you're seated, though it shouldn't really shock you because it's Cle de Peau. It is $110. Yeah, no. I'll give you a moment to get back up. I told you to prepare yourself. It's $110. It's Cle de Peau. It's made in Japan, you know? I mean, it's nice, you know? Okay. The Dreamlight collection also has a lipstick, an illuminizer, and they call it the Lumizing Face Enhancer. Why didn't you get those, Rebecca? Because I'm buying it with my own money. I'm a Cle de Peau affiliate, so you can still use my link below, which I would gladly appreciate, but I'm not given any product and PR. I am purchasing it, so I couldn't purchase all three because the holidays are here in terms of editorial stuff, and I gotta, you know. Yeah, okay. All right, so this is the eyeshadow palette, which I thought was the most interesting of all of it, but I am kind of eyeing that face luminizer. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so let me show you the shades. First of all, let me show you the palette. Cle de Peau always does beautiful artwork. And it's just so pretty. I'm trying to get it out of any glare. It's so pretty. Okay, and then let me show you here. I will have swatches in 2 different lights. There it is in the palette. There's an overspray. We got the little unicorn, or the Pegasus, I should say. Pegasus, how dare me. A flying unicorn is a Pegasus, Rebecca. So you've got the little Pegasus. He's an overspray there. Really pretty shades, and you are seeing a little bit of a preview here. We are going to apply it in the demo. Very nice. Made in Japan. Pretty stuff. For the holiday, limited edition. Comes with this little magical Pegasus little case. Oh, it's so pretty. 2 different brushes with it. Very nice. We are going to show you some swatches, so stay put for that. But I also then want to go to the $7 dress version here. I'm not trying to make fun of Caliray, but Caliray has done a liquid blush. That's a pretty little thing. We'll try it on in the demo. This is the Caliray Blurry blush. I got mine in the shade Dreamstate. It does have 5 shades, though, for $25. A natural finish. It's a cream to powder blush, and it behaves as such. They call this applicator that they've done the boxing glove applicator, which I kind of like. Give a 1-2 punch to your cheeks there. It's buildable. You can also mix it in with primer and kind of put it all over the face for like a kind of a luminosity. It's very pretty and is $25. We'll talk about why you would or wouldn't need this, and I will have swatches in just a moment, so stay there. Okay, and then also moving up the ladder a little bit to Clarins. I know Clarins is nobody's $7 dress. I'm just trying to make the analogy work. We have the Clarins Lip Oil Balm. This is $30, a little bit more pricey, but it's Clarins. I know this is $25, but it's a whole blush. You know, this is a lip oil balm. What do I mean by lip oil balm? Lip balm. You know, it's this wind-up, basically sheer hydrating lipstick. But Rebecca, I've seen that before. Every other brand, yeah. And we talk about why they would bother making this when everybody else has made it. We do talk about that in the demo. I have a lot to say about that. But yeah, I mean, you've seen this. From Charlotte Tilbury to YSL to Guerlain to Dior to everybody has one. Lower brands, higher brands. And so Clarins needs ones too. I mean, they don't want to be left out of the party. Anyway, hydrating, plumping. They say plumping, but I don't feel any sort of like tingle. So it's not that kind of plumping. Correct me if I'm wrong. They say natural finish, but then they say a touch of a shine. I guess it's what they call natural. I mean, you can use this as a primer. You can put lipstick over it. You can just wear it on bare lips. You can wear it to kind of hydrate the lips if they're feeling a bit chapped. It's really pretty. I did get the darkest shade. There's 4 shades. I got the darkest, called Fig. But there's lighter ones too. So, you know, you could, if you were going to maybe use it as a primer, you could go more towards the neutral shade. It's really pretty. And a lot of people are very devoted to Clarins, and I don't blame them. And so if you have that brand loyalty, this might be a great one. All right, let's go to some ingredients. First of all, you might have to freeze this or kind of enlarge it, but we got Cle de Peau on the left, followed by the Caliray ingredients, and then the Clarins Lip Oil Balm ingredients. And that's for those of you that have migraines or allergies or just something that drives you crazy in a specific brand. I'm hoping that will help you, keeping in mind, of course, that oftentimes different shades will have slightly different ingredients. I do the best I can. All right, let's look at some swatches, and then we're going to go to the demo. First of all, here we are in studio lighting. As it's laid out in the pan, we have the Cle de Peau Limited Edition Holiday Dreamlight Collection palette on my arm, all the way towards the left, and it's a radiant finish. Then we have the Caliray Blurry Blush in Dreamstate. That's one of the 5 shades I got. And then the Lip Oil Balm in the shade I got. That's from Clarins in the Fig shade that I got. You know, something I didn't mention that I probably should have, and I don't know quite how this goes with the Pegasus theme, but this really, the radiant finish and all the lights and everything and the shades in here are supposedly influenced and in design by Parisian Carousel, which sounds pretty good to me. I'll go on a Parisian Carousel any day with a nice baguette and maybe a Chanel handbag. If I'm gonna fantasize, let me go there, right? All right, let's take these swatches outside into the warm California sunshine. There we go. We got the Cle de Peau all the way to the left as it's laid out in the palette, followed by the Caliray Blurry Blush in Dreamstate and the Clarins Lip Oil Balm in the shade Fig. That's right, Fig. You heard it here. All right, we are going to go to the demo now. Check out information down below in the description bar that will tell you where to shop or where to peruse these products. We're available. I will put them up here in YouTube shopping. When you're in the description bar, take a look also at ways that you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Threads. You can give super thanks, which I always appreciate. You can also become a member of this channel for under $5 a month. We do weekly lives and have a lot of fun. Or you can be free. There's nothing wrong with free. And head over to our Facebook page and become a member there. The lovely Helen is holding down the fort over there, and she's doing a great job. So check us out there too. And all that information is down below in the description bar. Let's head over to the demo. Make sure you're subscribed. Okay, if we were Carrie Bradshaw here, we'd be starting with the $7 dress for the $300 shoe. Adjust that for inflation. In other words, we're going to start with our Caliray and then Clarins will move up. Let's start with our Caliray. Again, this is the Dreamstate color of the Blurry blush that comes in 5 colors. I only picked up 1 color. I'm back and forth with Caliray. They'll make a product and I'm like, oh, it's pretty good. And then they'll make another product. I'm like, I don't like that one. So one was fine for me. And you can use your hands. You could use a brush. I'm going to use this goat hair brush here. Actually, I kind of want to switch. That works. And that's pretty, but hold on. I kind of want to switch brushes. This is perhaps a bit of a me thing, but lately I like a synthetic kind of kabuki flat brush for any sort of cheek color. Like I said, that's just a me thing. The other brush worked fine, but it's just the feel of it. I want to put on a little more because I do want to exaggerate it for you guys to see it. Okay, so, gosh, there's a lot of these on the market, aren't there? And the question becomes, do you want this one? Do you not? It's really pretty, but in my head, and I overdid it for you guys to see, but in my head, I'm kind of comparing this to the Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm comparing this to the Hourglass. Now, I love the brand Hourglass. Let's put a little on the other side. But I did not love the Like, I prefer this to the Hourglass, but I prefer the Anastasia Beverly Hills to this. Does that make sense? It wants to stain. You got to move a little bit faster than you would with, say, the Anastasia Beverly Hills. Do you know the product I'm talking about from Anastasia Beverly Hills? I reviewed it and really loved it. I do not dislike this one at all, but it does seem a bit on a par with some of the others that I've seen. But it's not bad, and it kind of becomes about, you know, what shade do you want, and does a shade speak to you more than any other? So many times they have such similar shades in their lineup. This one has a little bit more than the other. I'm shortening table legs here. I really just wanted to overdo it to just kind of show you guys what the shades look like, but okay. It's pretty though. It's really pretty. I like it a lot. It's really pretty. I don't think it's anything unique. If you have a brand loyalty to Caliray, if they have a shade that you're like, oh, that would be perfect for such and such a look, great. I think it's a good product. I have nothing wrong with it. Just that other than huge Caliray fans, I don't know what particularly would attract you to it. $25, not bad. Certainly, I like it better than the Hourglass version. You know, and I like it about as much as I like the Surratt version, actually. And it's a lot cheaper. So there you go. Now here's this lip oil balm from Clarins. I've actually been wearing this. I think I actually wore this in a video. I just keep forgetting to officially review it. These are pretty. They're $30. Again, you know, boy, you know, we see YSL have these and Givenchy has these. And gosh, everybody has one of these. They're either making kind of the plumping gloss, or they're making these lip oil / balms. A lot of companies are making them and telling us we can put them on our cheeks. Not that we needed their permission, but I know MAC did that. A lot of the other ones that say lip and cheek are actual more like oils, like a gloss. But MAC had a product like this that said for the cheeks. And I suppose I could put this on the cheeks. We're not going to. This is the Fig shade. And it's very pretty. I've been wearing it. I don't know if I listed it in a video, because I hadn't reviewed it yet. But I actually thought, even though it's kind of red, that it went with this. And you know, this can be done and you can put a lipstick over this. It could just be done for hydration. I did choose, of the 4 shades, I did choose the darkest. Because I thought, let me give Clarins a run for their money. And I do like figs. That's a whole other story, not to eat them. It's a whole thing. I can tell you guys about it later. But I just thought it would go kind of well with the look. And I do like that very much, actually. They're really comfy on the lips. Nothing you haven't seen before. Kind of just like the Caliray one, except for the price. $30 is steep for this, but kind of like the Caliray one. Do you see a color that you really like? Like, I was attracted to this Fig shade. It's going to be very similar to a million brands that are doing these. You guys often say to me, why do they do it when everybody else has done it? Well, they need to have theirs. And I have used this analogy before, so bear with me. A lot of you will say to me, why would Burger King make a chicken sandwich when KFC has a chicken sandwich and Churches and Popeyes have chicken sandwiches and such? Well, because they need their own. If you want a chicken sandwich, they don't want you going there. Right? Burger King doesn't want to lose your business because you're going to KFC. That's for the North American audience. But you know what I'm saying. Everybody has to have their version of it. That is why. Because people ask me that all the time. Why would they do it when everybody else has it? That's why. Okay, so now let's talk about our beautiful Cle de Peau. Now we're moving on to, if we were adjusting for inflation, of course, $300 dress that Carrie was looking for the $7 shoes from. So this, of course, is pricey. It is $110, which is, you know, ridiculous. This is Cle de Peau. You're not going to get a deal. It's not going to be cheap. Okay, we've got 2 little included brushes. One of them sponge-like. And one of them has a little brush on it, little tailed brush, but I am spoiled and I am a brush snob, so I am going to use my own brushes today. And we're going to get a very radiant look that I think works with this cheek and lip for maybe some holiday parties. If you'd like to invite me, I'll come. I'll bring chocolate. I've been using a lot of Rephr brushes. I love Rephr. I also love Sonia G. Those are my two favorite brush brands. I think it's fairly obvious. But I've been favoring Rephr because the container was out in the front. Someone's lazy. So let's give some love to the beautiful Sonia G brushes that I have. Okay, there's a little overlay that we don't want to see. And this is a little bit, okay, I'm going to just put this all over the eye. And I'm going to do the same look on both eyes. Now, Cle de Peau, there's a little bit of an overspray here. It's really pretty, but Cle de Peau is very famous for their very gentle shades. I want to say demure shades because that's my vocabulary, but the word demure has now been taken over by TikTok and other social media, so I can't say it. But in a world where that didn't exist, I would say demure. And I have many times before, but it's kind of been stolen from me, so I can't anymore. Cle de Peau is made in Japan, and it is that very subtle look of eyeshadow shades that was first trending in Asia before more subtle eyeshadow came to these parts. And by these parts, I mean the Western world. Okay, I'm going to go into this here and knock it off on the brush just a little bit, just to kind of define my crease a little bit. This so far, let me just say, let me editorialize a little bit here, is my favorite Cle de Peau palette. I have certain Cle de Peau palettes that I love, certain that I like, and this one is going to be in the love category, I can tell you right now. And I am a Cle de Peau affiliate. I still bought this with my own money, but I am, so I have my little Cle de Peau link down below that you can purchase from. I would love it if you did. It doesn't cost you any money, but it gives me a little small percent that goes right back on the channel, which I always appreciate. That is a pretty look. I told you it would go with this lips and cheek. Okay, I'm not saying you doubted me. All right, I want to switch brushes a little bit, and I want to kind of go into the corner and onto the inner corner, and a little bit onto the lid. Now, the great thing about Cle de Peau is it's not going to have any fallout. I mean, these are very subtle shades. Subtle, I can still say. I cannot say ladylike or demure anymore. For a while, anyway. Okay. Or classy, right? I never said classy, really. Okay. Oh, wow. I'm just loving this. How holidays is this? I mentioned in another video I tightened my own mirror because it was starting to get loose. And I don't know. It's like all of a sudden I turned into the Incredible Hulk. It's so hard to turn. Now, we still have one shade that we haven't looked at, and that's this kind of blue-green shade. And that scares me a little bit because I'm loving this look as subtle as it is, and I don't want to ruin it. But you know what? Let's do it. My mother used to say, you guys have met my mother. I did a Mother's Day video with my mother. My mother used to say that the enemy of good is better. And I think she's right. You know, it's when it's good and you're like, no, maybe I should add, and then you ruin it, right? So that's worrying me a little bit. But I do trust Cle de Peau and their subtleness, their subtleties. I'm trying to use around the overspray because you guys don't need to know what the overspray looks like. You want to know what the actual palette in use looks like. Okay, and I was right to trust Cle de Peau. So I'm not a big blue-green fan, like mermaidy as such. Because I'm a brunette, but tell me that doesn't work. Okay, maybe you liked it more before, but I don't think it ruined it by any means. And I think that's a really pretty look. I mean, I'm wearing this little brown mock turtleneck here, but depending upon what I were wearing, if you're wearing something like silvery or something, I'm thinking holiday party, that would be super pretty. This is a favorite. To me, this Cle de Peau palette, because I am a collector, I love makeup, I've been in the business for a long time. To me, this one is worth it. Where I've had others that I didn't think were as worth it, this one definitely is. And I'm enjoying that very, very much and will continue to enjoy it. You heard what I said about the Clarins and about the Caliray. Very pretty, beautiful performance. Depends what you feel about the pricing on those products, if any. If the brand speaks to you through a connection with the brand. A lot of people trust Clarins, they trust Caliray, that kind of thing. Or if one of the shades speaks to you, they're perfectly well performing, but I'm not sure that they necessarily have anything that makes them stand out as such above their competition, but that is for you to decide. And as for the eyeshadow, if you like a subtle kind of party eyeshadow. This one's a pretty one, albeit it ain't cheap. I understand that. All right, this channel is about the community. More than anything, we are about the community. So it's not just about me yapping. Tell me what you guys think about this makeup. Did you purchase any of these products? The Caliray and the Clarins have been out for a bit. The Cle de Peau is very new. And maybe you got some of the other Cle de Peau products. I would love to know. So, let me know. That's what makes this a community. Make sure that you share and like, and the kindest thing you can ever do for me is to subscribe. I look forward to seeing all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.